I am Renu Sharma, Assistant Professor, EC Department. Today I am going to start with the next topic, that is IMT 2000, International Mobile Telecommunication 2000. It is a kind of standard, and we that is available for mobile communication, wireless mobile communication. We are going to discuss some of the points, its architecture, application, and related things that is related to this particular topic. Now, this IMT 2000, it is a standardization wireless access for the 21st century, anywhere, anytime. This is the main point, that it will provide the network connectivity anywhere and at any time, means it is not time limited, time bound is not there, and it can provide the communication anywhere throughout the globe. So, IMT 2000, its full form is International Mobile Telecommunication 2000. Now, this figure 2000, it stands for that it kicks off in the year around the year 2000. Its frequency is 200 megahertz and its transmission rate is 200 kbps, that is kilobits per second. So, this is about why this 2000 is added or appended with this IMT. IMT is International Mobile Telecommunication. Now, in this case, the frequency and the transmission rate is same, that is 200 megahertz of frequency it will allow, and its transmission rate is 200 kbps. So, IMT 2000 objectives are there, like first one is the global service capabilities in 2000s, terrestrial and satellite components are there. It will reduce the telecommunication gap. It uses flexible and seamless service provision. Wider range of services or terminals are provided. So, you can say that in case of this IMT 2000, terrestrial and satellite components are there, like it will provide, since it the main line behind this thing is vision is anywhere and any time it will provide the internet connectivity. So, the components which are used for this particular purpose, it should be terrestrial also, and it should cover the satellite components, so that the communication can be maintained in both the areas. It will reduce the telecommunication gap, because telecommunication gap means, let us say in some areas it is not possible to provide the connectivity of the internet or the voice calls. So, it will be reduced by this IMT 2000, means better connectivity will be provided. Flexible and seamless service provision is there, which means that there is during a call, the call will be maintained, there is no glitch or something will be there, no call dropping, means lesser, the probability of call dropping is very less. So, that means it is a seamless kind of communication. Wider range of services will be provided by this particular IMT 2000. Fixed or mobile, public or private, it can be fixed, it can be mobile in nature, which means that transmitter or receiver are fixed, it can be moving in nature. It can be used for public transmission, it can be used for private communication. Improved operational efficiencies are there. So, these are some of the objectives of IMT 2000. So, goal of IMT 2000 is multimedia service capability is there, which means that the internet connectivity, the uploading and downloading from a particular site or from internet, it should be maintained up to 2 megabits per second. Multiple operational environment is there, capability, it can be anywhere, any time, means outdoor, or it can provide the connectivity indoor also without any problem. Then high quality services comparable to fixed line networks is there, means it will provide clear voice. Global mobility capability it will provide for the international services, it will provide the connectivity. Next is mobile communications in the 21st century, like universal service usable anywhere in the world, it can provide the communication globally, that is universal. So, personal services it will provide usable by anyone, and also multimedia services will be provided, that high quality multimedia services. Now, what are multimedia services? Multimedia services are, if you want to access, you want to transmit some video, you want to transmit or receive some song, you want to download a song. So, that comes under multimedia services, that is nothing to do with the personal services, or you can say the voice call. So, that is the main idea behind this IMT 2000, and it also supports this globally. So, universal services usable anywhere in the world. So, whatever services are provided in your local area, it can be accessible in global area also. So, creation of this global common specifications are there, like creation of global common standard specifications was study of radio access scheme, was initiated by International Telecommunication Union ITUR in the year 1985. It is initiated by 3GPP, that is third generation partnership project, that comes after 3G. 3G is UMTS in the year 1998 and 3GPP2 in the year 1999. So, study of this signaling scheme was initiated by ITU-T, International Telecommunication Union T, in the year 1993, that is the creation of this global common specifications. Now, this IMT 2000 terrestrial radio interfaces are there. Its recommendation is by ITUR M.1457. Detailed specifications of this radio interfaces of IMT 2000 are there, which is IMT-DS WCDMA, which supports its direct sequence spectrum, that is DSSS. Next is IMT-MC. So, it supports the CDMA 2000, that is nothing, this is a wideband CDMA technique. It uses this multi-carrier operation, means multiple PN sequences are there to modulate the signal. Next one is IMT-TC, that is using this UTRAN or TDD, time division duplexing, and it uses this time code division multiple access. Next is IMT-SC. Now, SC is single carrier, means it is using 2.5 G edge technology, that is used after that comes after second generation. Next is IMT-FT, that is DECT, frequency time, that is frequency division multiple access it is using. Now, next so this is the basic interfaces of different techniques that are available. Now, next is evolution path. So, this diagram is basically showing the evolution path, like this is the third generation partnership project 3GPP, and this is third generation partnership project 3GPP2. So, in this one you can see that second generation, 2.5 generation is also known as H technology, and this is the third generation. So, how this will this GSM will change to this wideband CDMA. So, this is basically showing the evolution path, that how this will change from second generation, means evolve with the increasing number of users and with the increasing requirement of demand of the internet connectivity. This generation is increasing, and it will increase from second generation through 3GPP2 till this IS-95 thing. Now, next is ITU and IMT 2000. This is showing that how this IMT 2000 project is connected. Now, this is the development regulations and assistance is there, then network, that is SSG lead group, tariffs are there by SG3, SG11 is providing this protocols, then radio WP8F lead group is there. So, these are some of the services that is provided. Then IMT 2000 global collaboration. What are the companies or what are the different organizations with which from since 2000 this collaboration has been made, like you can see, like this is the standard development organization which is providing this connectivity or the collaboration with this IMT 2000 technique. this is third generation partnership, this is IMT-2000 radio and network, this is ITU membership. So, this is how this collaborations will be made by this different organizations. So, this is the basic graph or basic diagram showing the connectivity between different organizations. Now, we will see that what is IMT-2000 and what is this 3G technology. Now, 3G is envisioned to enable the communication at any time, in any place, with any form. As such, it allows global roaming. So, IMT-2000, the main as I have said in the first slide also, that this IMT-2000 is providing the connectivity anytime and anywhere. So, it is based on third generation. So, it provides global roaming, means connectivity can be provided globally, provide for wider bandwidths to accommodate different types of applications. It supports packet switching concepts. The ITU named this vision, that is IMT-2000 International Telecommunication Union, having its operational by the year 2000 in the having the frequency range of 200 megahertz, and same is the transmission rate, that is 2000 megabits per second. Now, this is the IMT-2000 vision. It uses this common spectrum worldwide, multiple environments it will support, not only confined to cellular, and it will encompasses the cellular technique, cordless telephone technique, satellite. It can be used for LAN, that is local area network, network which is set inside a building, inside a small area to provide the internet connectivity, or you can access any device that is connected to this particular network in an area. Let us say I want to take a printout from a printer, if it is connected to the LAN, you can easily take out the printout. So, that is all been provided better quality with this IMT-2000. Now, it supports wireless local loop. Wireless local loop is also an other separate topic that is providing the wireless connectivity in a small area, like LAN uses LAN is based on wired connection inside a building, and if a network is set up without using a wired communication, without using wireless, then it is known as wireless local loop. Inside a building or two buildings can be connected, means connectivity will be provided without using the wired connection. So, that is a wireless local loop. So, all these things or all these different technologies can be supported by this IMT-2000. So, that is the basic aim of providing the connectivity anytime, anywhere. Then wide range of telecommunication services are provided, like data, voice, multimedia, means it will be used to transmit the data, it will be used to transmit the voice signals, means the speech signal, that is one dimensional. Multimedia signals can be transmitted, which can be two dimensional, images are two dimensional, videos are three dimensional. So, whatever data you are having, like speech signal or any kind of picture, any kind of file, document files are there, emails are there. So, that will also be supported by this IMT-2000 technique. Then it provides this flexible radio bearers for increased spectrum efficiency, data rate of 9.6 kbps or higher for global communication for the mega cell, then 144 kbps or higher for vehicular, that is macro cell. So, you can see that a particular cell will be divided because its size is variable in nature. Let us say I have decided to build a cell, to divide a geographical area in a cell, and if the number of users are quite large, then the larger cell can be broken into smaller cells also to provide a better coverage. Means if the number of users are increasing, the large cell can be reduced into smaller cells also. So, that is why this mega cell, micro, macro and pico cells comes into the picture. You can see over here that 9.6 kbps or higher will be supported at the mega cell size. 144 kbps or higher will be supported for this macro cell. 384 kbps is supported for pedestrian, means the people who are walking, and for the indoor environment it is supported for 2 megabits per second for the pico cells. Now, you can see depending on the speed with which the transmitter or receiver is moving, whether they are moving by on their own, or they are sitting in indoor at indoor, or maybe they are moving in a car. So, depending on that the data rates are variable. So, the cell size is also variable. Then global seamless roaming is provided. It has enhanced the security and performance, because since we have to provide by the IMT-2000 the connectivity has to be provided globally. So, the security has to be increased by using a PN sequences or Walsh code. It has to be highly secured, because the connectivity has to be provided globally. Then full integration of wireless and wireline, both the techniques, that is wireless and wireline, both are integrated to provide the connectivity in this IMT-2000. Then next is the major 3G technologies proposed for IMT-2000. So, these are some of the techniques that are proposed, which is based on this third generation. Like first one is the wideband CDMA, that is WCDMA, background compatible with GSM. Now, GSM is second generation, UMTS is also second generation technique. So, this WCDMA, there is no such difference between this second generation and third generation, only the difference is the way the modulation takes place. In this there is no such kind of carrier signal is required, only the signal will going to travel from base station, then it will travel to mobile switching center, MSC, GMSC. So, this is the way. In case of CDMA, you require different types of PN sequences that will be generated by PN sequence generator, that will act that is a kind of noise only, which is randomly generated, and every time for providing the more security, every time the PN sequences has to be changed, which is known only by the transmitter and receiver. No intermediate party or the third party can listen to that particular, that will act as a key only. Then CDMA 2000 or EVDO, that is the third generation technique which is provided. Then universal wireless communication UWC 136, that is a kind of standard only. Then DECT and TDSC DMA. So, that is related to spectrum technique only, where PN sequences are used, and these are based on different bandwidths that is supported by these technologies. Now, next is IMT-2000 services and capabilities. All what 2G support, including this registration, authentication and encryption, SMS, short message is transferred and transmitted. Emergency calling is also provided with this second generation. So, these three things are also covered by this IMT-2000. It supports the bit rate of 144 kbps or higher for vehicular, that is macro cells, 384 kbps or higher for pedestrian, and up to 2 megabits per second for the indoor environment, that is used for this pico cell communication. Means depending on the speed with which the person is moving. Then billing, charging and user profiles. So, it is used for sharing of usage or rate information between service providers. Standardized cell detail recording is there, standardized user profiles are there. So, these are some of the services and capabilities that are far more different from the GSM or the CDMA that is already available, but the only thing which is common in both is it provides the registration, authentication and encryption, it provides this SMS technique, it provides this emergency calling, and the cell is divided into different sizes depending on the rates data rate which it will going to support, and also a standard call detailed recording is there, like call recording may not be possible in GSM technique or the first generation, that is AMPS, but it is possible with IMT-2000. The call recording can also be made, standardized user profile are there. So, these are some of the services. Now, next is it supports support for geographic position finding services, that is GPS technique. It can be used for mobile phone, it can be used for any other network. Support of multimedia services, that is quality of service will be maintained. Asymmetric links are there, fixed and variable rate. Now, why fixed and variable rate? Since PN sequences are available with which the modulation or demodulation will be maintained, and it is variable in nature depending on the data bits are there. Let us say I want to transmit 2 bits of data. So, there is no point in performing the modulo 2 addition with 32 bit of data. I can perform the modulo 2 addition with 10 bits of PN sequence, I can perform with 12 bits of information, just to reduce the data rate or just to reduce the bandwidth. If I am going to modulo 2 perform this addition with this 32 bit of data, it will nothing, it will encrypt the data with high security, but also it will going to increase the data rate, because almost 35 or 36 bits will be generated at the output side. So, that is of no use, because it the same work can be done with 12 bits also. But if in case let us say I have 10 bits of message 10 bits of message signal is there, and I want to modulo to perform the encryption with this 10 bits of data, then 32 bit is a good decision as compared to this one, the 10 and 12 bits, because it will provide higher security as compared to the previous case. So, this is variable in nature. So, that is why it has written it has fixed and variable rate, both are supported by this IMT-2000. Bit rate maximum up to 2 megabits per second, that is applicable for the indoor environment, in case when the user is not moving, it is present indoor. So, it supports packet services. Packet services means the data which you want to transmit is allocated in terms of packets only. The packet will consist of the header information and the trailer information. Now, header information, there is a slight difference between packet and frame is there. In case of packet, let us say a header is inserted over here and there is a data which carries the main information. So, that is a kind of packet only, but when we are going to add the trail bits along with this header and data bits, then it will form a frame. So, this will support the packet services, which means that whatever data you want to transmit is divided into different chunks, and these chunks are headed by a header which will going to which will have the source address and the destination address, and no no cyclic redundancy check or any other additional codes are required that will be used for, that can be used for error detection and correction. So, that is the main difference between packet and frame. So, it will support the packet services. Then internet access, wireless cellular internet protocol. So, this is the internet access, it will going to provide throughout the globe. Then IS-2000 family concept. So, IMT-2000 family concept defines some basic interoperability capabilities between different IMT-2000 technologies to enable the global roaming. Different radio access networks are there, like first one is CDMA-2000. Now, with the increasing demand of connectivity, W wideband CDMA is used, which has higher bandwidth as compared to CDMA-2000. Then UWC, universal wireless communication is there, connectivity. 136, which has much more higher data rate as compared to the CDMA-2000. It has it supports different core network standards, that is IS-41 or GSM or ISDN. So, which means that this is the IMT-2000 family concept, like different random access networks are there, different core network standards are there, which will be allowed with this particular IMT 2000 technique. Now, these are the challenges for the family concept, like with the IMT 2000 standard interfaces and capabilities. Any family random access network could interfere with any family core network for some minimum set of features, which means that in the previous slide different types of networks which will going to combine together to support this IMT 2000, because since it has to provide the networking globally with international roaming. So, which means that different networks has to be connected together to provide the connectivity. So, that means that it will going to interfere with any family core network. More advanced features are possible in limited regions where the family random access network and core network are optimally matched. By maintaining the independence, each can evolve separately based on needs. User identity module plug-in modules could be used in locally rented handsets for global roaming with at least minimum feature set. So, these are some of the challenges. This is about the global roaming, that enjoy telecommunication services everywhere in the world throughout the user's own mobile terminal and network. Means you do not have to change your handset, you do not have to change anything, just enjoy the internet connectivity throughout the globe. These are some of the key functions, that is provision of variable speed communication is there, provision of asymmetric communication is provided in case of video, provision of point to multi-point communication is there. So, these are some of the features related to this IMT 2000. Some of the features again are there, like high speed and wideband multimedia compatibility, global standard, then ITU and 3GPP or 3GPP2 activities are there, like ITU are International Telecommunication Union. So, these are the topics I have already covered earlier in this lecture only, that is ITU, TITUR, 3GPP third generation partnership project and third generation partnership project, and these are the references that you can consider for this particular topic. Thank you.